This book in my hands has single-handedly changed my life, and I've only been reading it for 2 months. And I know what you're thinking. There's always a new video about different books or different ways in which you can change your life. This one truly has. And that's saying something. There's 10 ancient scrolls of wisdom buried in this. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? 10 ancient scrolls of wisdom. Okay, here we go again, right? Just another sales pitch. But it's actually written by a guy named Og Mandino. It was written in 1960. And it kind of follows this kid. He wants to be the greatest salesman in the world, but he doesn't know how to do it. And so he goes to this mentor. He's the best known salesman in all of Jerusalem. He lives in this massive palace. He's done all these amazing things with accolades. And he asks him, he says, how can I become the greatest salesman in the world? And he says, well, let me tell you a story of how I did. And then it goes on to tell you a story about how he found this chest full of scrolls. And basically, there were scrolls marked 1 through 10, and each of them contained different sets of wisdom that would help him become a better human. And so when he finally opens up scroll marked 1, it tells him a certain thing. You're not allowed to go on to the next scroll until you finish the first one. You have to read it in a very specific pattern. You have to read it once in the morning in silence. You have to read it once after you eat lunch, and then you have to read it. I said eat it? I don't know what I said. Then you have to read it once before you go to bed, and this time you can read it out loud. So you have to read these scrolls 3 times a day for 30 days. And then you get to move on to the next one. And so it's really cool because the scroll marked 1 is where you start, obviously. And it starts with this line right here. It says, today I begin a new life. Today I shed my old skin, which hath too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. And you basically make an oath to yourself and the scroll that you'll read it every single day in that prescribed manner. And I actually just made it to the second scroll. And spoiler alert, it's about love. And so, it's about salesmen. It's about, becoming better at being a salesman, but it's actually just good principles for living life is what it is. Good habits, love, wisdom. And the reason it's been so beneficial is because you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, right? And the subconscious mind kind of collects everything you've ever learned, experienced, felt, all of it down below, and just kind of becomes your baseline in a way. Your conscious mind thinks about things, but your subconscious kind of just runs who you are, right? And if it has been fed all this negativity, or you've collected this negativity through emotions, through experiences, and haven't dealt with it, it just kind of lives there until you figure it out. And one of the flaws of being human, we love being human, right? But one of the flaws is that it's very easy to ruminate and have negative thoughts, right? And negative self-talk patterns. And reading this book, reading these good things about yourself and seeing how many good things are reflected in the words, I will greet this day with love in my heart, right? If they don't like my mannerisms, if they don't like my face, the way I talk, I will still love them. I will still meet them and tell them it literally tells you, I'm trying to word it exactly, but it literally tells you as soon as you meet somebody, subconsciously you will say, I love you. And you'll just let it be. And that's such a beautiful thing because it's rewiring your subconscious. Reading the words every single day, 3 times, and then reading the words out loud is changing the way your subconscious works. And, it's seeping into your inner mind. And that's an amazing thing because it, helps you live in limiting beliefs and making sure that that you can do something great with your life. And so it's been cool. Pick it up. Pick up a copy of this. This has been single-handedly one of the most impactful things. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.